Good morning, sisters. How are you? It looks like the camera is a little wonky, so I want to apologize for that. Welcome to, this is going to be a completely different live video for our Facebook sisterhood group. If you are on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe and the little bell icon to know when we're going to be coming on. And so our teachings are, we have 4 teachings per month, but we always have, some of these months, we always have an extra week. And last year we did something a little bit different, but this year, I really want to go forward in getting to know another sister who's part of our group and her story and why she's here. And we have just an incredible sister, an incredible, you can't really call her a guest. She's not a guest. Like, she's part of the sisterhood. She's been with us for a very long time, but I'll let her talk all about that. I am going to try to bring her on. I have actually never done this before, to be perfectly honest. So after we get through doing our sisterhood prayer, I'm going to attempt to bring her on so that we can talk to her. So at this time, though, I'm going to invite people to come join us, and would really love, one thing that I really love, if you're here on Facebook, is let's have a conversation. So as I'm talking to Diane, if you have other questions for her, we would just completely love to hear what you have to say. And what I'll do is I'll read maybe what you ask her and what you're saying, and then she can answer those questions for you. If you feel called, definitely invite. You'll see a person with an arrow, and that is you being able to invite people to come on for today. I do have to tell you, Facebook limits me how many people I can invite on. The very last part of everything is that, of right now, is the fact that please do not forget to share these videos, share our principles, share our story. And the reason why that's so important is because I truly believe we can change the world and help heal the world, because we're all willing to start at home. And despite our diversities, despite our different faith base, our different political views, all of our differences, that we can come together, and we come together by learning our sacred women principles. So they are up on YouTube, this beginning series. If you're part of the live feed here on Facebook, you'll see those past videos. I welcome you to, when you've got an hour, or I know some women like put their phone in their pocket or what have you, and they just listen to it, and that's wonderful too. Okay, we have some people on. If you are okay with doing that, make sure you say hi or give a heart, and we can get started. At this point, if you have not lit your white candle of unity, which is our candles, our white candle is, even though we can't be together in person, we can be together in spirit. And so there's mine's lit. So if you noticed, if you haven't seen the last teaching from last week, if you notice, I went to a place where there was a labyrinth, and we went away for the weekend. I just used this, so you're more than welcome to use this wherever you are. Okay, and with that, before I try to bring her on, I'm so nervous. Never done anything like it. You can close your eyes. Oh, I love you, ladies. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale slow, just feel your body. Feel your toes and your feet, and just be present. And another deep breath in. And as you exhale slow, just feel the love and support, kindness and compassion of all your sisters surrounding you just as you are. Last breath. And as you exhale slow, just feel our highest divine Mother and Father just kind of wrapping their arms around us. Feel all the women, men and children of the world giving you love, compassion and kindness, peace. And with that, our sisterhood prayer. freedom of lineage. We are here to celebrate our connection to each other, our sacred cycles, and who we are. We are here to bless our paths as we become one. We do this in healing by changing the world, by learning our sacred women principles. I ask all of our highest of love, of peace, of joy, of happiness, and kindness to awaken every cell in me and around me, weaving divine light and love and sisterhood. I am an empowered woman living her truth. Adorned and celebrating my feminine power, I see and am seen. I hear and am heard. I love and am loved. I witness and am witnessed. We are an infinite bridge between heaven and earth. Allow my truth to flow through me, opening love in all ways. I am alive. I bear life. I light the way. May we be at home in our wombs and free in our hearts as we walk in love. And Diane just came on. Oh, thank you everyone for being with me for the prayer. Diane just wrote to me. She said, I'm also nervous, so let's hope this works. So Diane, thank you for being with us. Diane Marcel, I hope I pronounced this right and you'll be able to tell me. So I'm going to do this right now. Oh. Request to be in your broadcast. Allow viewers to send you a request to join your broadcast. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Sorry if my finger's over the camera. All right, I'm going to try to put in your name, Diane. Let's see if this works. Diane. Space Marcel. This will be so much fun. There you are. Okay, I'm going to invite you. Let's see what happens. And Diane, at this point, you should get an invite. And I think you just accept. Or I invited you, and let's see what happens. I'm just playing around with things. And if it doesn't come on, I'm going to talk about her. And Diane, if I can't put you on camera, that is okay. This is the first time we've done this, and I might in the future need to do a different avenue. Oh, she cannot see it. So we're just going to ad-lib this. I was really hoping this would be kind of simplistic. For me, it's not. If you are on and you know how to do this, please write to us, add viewers to be in your broadcast. All right, let me try this again. One more time. Okay, so it says invited, Diane. Oops, I just did something funky. So if you don't see it, that's okay, Diane. We'll just do it another way. And maybe you could write, and then I will we'll talk about it. But I do want to talk about you, and if you do end up seeing the invite, there's also at the bottom, Diane, of your phone or your computer, you should see an icon with a person and then a person inside of a square, and that's where the invite would be. But no worries, and we will make sure that we have you back on so the women can actually see you in person, because I just think that's so important, because you're absolutely amazing. But while Diane is seeing if she can do that, let me talk a little bit about Diane. I think Diane came into our lives as a sisterhood. It's been a year, I think. I can't believe that we've been actually doing this for a year. Her name is Diane Marcel. We actually have needed help. If you don't know, I have a disability that affects my hands and my arms. I'm healing and I'm doing really, really well, but it's kind of a bummer. And so Diane reached out and said, I would love to help, and I've been trying to figure out different ways for her to help, and she's just done a wonderful job for the memes. She was a fashion designer, teacher in an internationally known college of LaSalle, And if you know about LaSalle, like, put in the comments. I'm excited to talk to my cousin who actually went to fashion design school, I think near Georgia. So, yes, Diane says already 1 year. Diane also says, I cannot see the option to be invited. So Diane, I'm just going to keep talking about you because you are amazing, and we will try to figure out a different way to do this. But I think it's so important for our sisters to get to know who you are. So, and that's perfectly okay. There's a product out there called Join Me. I believe it's called Join Me. And or if anybody out there in virtual world, if you know of a way that I can, or Zoom, I think Zoom's another one, but that we can talk to the sisters, because I want to get to know each and every one of you. Virtually is wonderful, but to be together is just so important. But she has been a internationally known College of LaSalle. She's done it. She did it for 26 years. I think that's amazing. Diane currently freelances as a graphic designer and is a level 4 degree Reiki teacher. Diane, if you don't mind writing about what made you decide to go to become a Reiki practitioner, I will just read that to the sisters. She is a single mother of 2 sons and 4 grandchildren. And it is just so exciting to have her be with us. And so, of course, I'm here asking questions to Diane, hoping that she could be on. And, maybe if I can figure out something very quickly, we can have her with us. I'm going to try, Diane, one more time to see. Oh, I think you are already invited. I was going to try one more time to see if we could do it. And so Diane said, for me, Reiki is about energy to help everyone, if without giving treatment. Diane, that's similar to, I think, why I ended up becoming a Reiki practitioner. How did you end up, Diane, how did you end up finding out about the Sacred Sisterhood Society? I would love to know that. Like, I've forgotten, we met a long time ago, but how did you learn about it? For Reiki, I think for me too, I started Reiki when I became a Reiki practitioner when I was 19 years old. I met a beautiful woman who she's still very much my master, named Scylla von Folk, and she's in Freeport. If you know her, just let me know. Say, yeah, I know Scylla. And it's when I worked and lived in Portland, Maine. And for me, I wanted a way to help people. It was actually a truck driver that introduced me to Reiki. I was an esthetician in a place in Falmouth. So when I actually I was giving facials, and I would say, because I just was introduced to energy work, and I would say, if you would like to meditate or do any sort of energy work on yourself as part of the treatment, you're more than welcome to. Well, I forgot to say on yourself. And so it invited this truck driver, it was a female, who wanted a facial, who laid down on the table, and she was a Reiki master, and that invited her to, she was like, oh, well, I must be a Reiki master. And so she drained my energy. I fainted and fell off my aesthetics chair. And she's like, oh my gosh, I thought you were a Reiki master. I thought you did Reiki. And I'm like, no, I guess I didn't know what Reiki was. I was 18 at the time. And so started to learn about different modalities and that sort of thing. And then I met Scylla, who was a massage therapy and Reiki practitioner. And for me, I wanted to help. I had just got bitten in the face by a dog a couple years past and was a makeup artist, and really wanted a way to help people heal without them being able to do the healing. I wanted to just be there for them, support and love. And so I found Reiki. So Diane said, from a friend in Maine. That's awesome. We were researching to write a graphic novel to empower young girls and young women. The question that I asked Diane is, how did she come to the sisterhood? the Sacred Sisterhood Society Sisterhood. And it was from Maine. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Um, oh my gosh. And about researching and writing a graphic novel. Diane, just so that lets you know, I've also been thinking about young girls in an empowerment and enrichment program, because I do think it starts with our youth. And oh my gosh, I can't wait. Hopefully in this next year, maybe we can come together and oh my gosh, like I love that. I love that. Yeah, empowerment is great. Um, and scroll down. Diane says, the project is now interpreted for personal reasons. I still am interested in pursuing the project eventually with images and story to empower women. Oh my gosh, Diane, I'm so excited and I can't wait to, yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. Diane just said that is so important. And yes, it is so important to empower. I think really, if we as sisters can come together in the here and now, and really be together and really learn these principles, we are going to really affect our little ones and our youth. And if they can really learn these principles that, if you didn't know, are literally free. This is my gift to the women and girls and men for that matter, and boys. This is my gift. I come on every Sunday, and because I really do think we can change the world, but we've got to do it. We've got to start doing it now. We've got to start working on ourselves now, just so that things can go in a really healing direction. There's so many. My intuition is there's so many powerful messages that are coming for us, but unless we can heal, we're not going to be ready for those messages. And I honestly, to be honest, sisters, I have no idea what those messages are. I just know we need to be in a healing place. Okay. So the other piece that she has done is she has been on a spiritual path since 1981. And she helped type a book for I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm so embarrassed. I think it's psychosomatic physician. Diane, did I pronounce that correctly? I can't wait to learn more about this. Maybe when we talk in person. Yeah, I just have no idea what that is. And I want to know more about like what was that like. The other thing that Diane has done is she has done a nonprofit organization called Enough is Enough. And that is about not taxing child support. And oh my gosh. Oh, Diane said yes, that's perfect. I'm glad I pronounced it right. But yeah. Oh, Diane said that psychosomatic physician is all about the power of your mind. Diane, I want to know more about this. Diane, do you mind when we're done? We only got a few more in. I was really hoping for Diane, for you all to see Diane and for us to talk back and forth. That is okay. We will figure out a way to still do that. Diane, I want to go over all of this again with you at some point, so you could really speak to everybody, because everybody doesn't want to see me on here. So I want to know where to get a book, how to learn more about that. Psychosomatic physician. That's incredible. So yeah, she even created a nonprofit organization. Diane says it has changed my whole life, the power of the subconscious mind. Oh my gosh. Now I really want to know what it is. I love it. So yeah. So, I do want to know about the nonprofit that you've started. Enough is Enough. I think for women that, especially single moms, I think it is such a struggle. Just being a single mom, to have our government support single moms, I think are just so incredibly important. So I love this nonprofit that you started. Um, and pure selfish reasons, I would like to know more about you being a vegan. And even though I am not a vegan, I love my illness has created more. I was really trying to stay away from all sugar and fruit and all of that. And because when you have baby weight, you want to get rid of it, and it actually made me really sick. And so I've incorporated more legumes. I've missed them so much. So that's in my life, and fruits in my life, and I feel so much better. And the one thing that I loved is vegan burgers. I love every vegan burger that's out there. It is delicious. So I'm trying to master. So I do want to know more about why you became a vegan. Yeah. So those are the questions that I have, and I'm going to give Diane a couple of minutes to come on to see if she wanted to write anything down. Sisters, again, I am so sorry that it did not work out. Diane says she still eats dairy. Awesome. Awesome. I think it's so important. I know for women, sometimes we can get really caught up in labels, and that we need to follow the square box, and we need to be in this box to be legitimate isn't the word, to be to have integrity. Like, okay, I'm going to start this diet program, or I'm going to start this exercise program, I'm going to start dressing this way or acting this way. And what happens is we get caught in this paradigm of really needing to be in these four walls and being like, if it didn't say, we have to do. And so it's so important as women to recognize that we need to eat, to dress, and to live, to work out, to move our bodies in a way that is in line with us. And using those methods as a template or as a guide more so than an actual way of living. I know that for me, moving my body, I was a runner. I loved to run. And then I really hated to run. It was horrible. And injury and all this other type of stuff. And so what I've learned, I love to walk. And you know what? Sometimes walking isn't how I want to move my body. I love yoga, and then I hated yoga. It's all, we're going to go through the flows of what is good and what feeds our soul at the time. And there's certain foods are kind of in that same. So remembering that we never have to follow a program precisely. If we can say, hey, I mostly eat vegan, and give ourselves permission to, like, hey, it can be kind of all over the place. Diane says, I was tricked in eating moose. Oh my gosh. Instead of beef in 1974. I've never tried moose, believe it or not. Then it did not make sense to me to eat other animals. Oh. Diane said, I occasionally eat salmon like once a month, being a type O positive blood type. Diane, I fall in line with that. I'm also O negative. And so I love the book, Eating for Your Blood Type. I think I love that. And even though I don't follow that precisely, I know with my thyroid complications that if I don't eat any grains at all, I tend to have some issues. But I do love following that. I think it's amazing. I assumed, have you done the Eating for Your Blood Type too? Did you read that book? I think for me, I don't eat a lot of meat. I'm very limited. I definitely go, and I'm really hesitant on cows. And my story is I always sit on my front porch and have a cup of tea or what have you, sometimes coffee. And there was oh, good, Diane. Diane said yes. So Eating for Your Blood Type. So there was I heard two cows, and they were crying as they were going down the road. And they were two huge cows, and they were being ready for slaughter. You could kind of tell what was happening. They were there. They were big, and you saw that horror in their eyes. And I'm not really good with gruesome things. Like, I can't watch the videos, and I can't do any of that. I'm too sensitive. I think maybe maybe because I'm an empath. I've been told I'm an empath. Again, I struggle with titles, and so, but I probably fall more in the line of empath, being an empath. And as I'm seeing these cows go by, it hit me that they are living beings with feelings just like us, and they deserve to live. And so even though I do eat meat when I feel like I need that, it really, I definitely say a prayer and I give a thanks, and it still rocks me. It rocks my world when I do eat meat. Although I do still eat it, but I'm very mindful of when I eat it and how I eat it and that sort of thing. I'm gonna scroll down because Diane's saying so many cool things. I want to make sure that sorry guys, I know you're seeing my finger. You're gonna love phones, right? Okay, whoops. Diane says, yes, but typo are supposed to eat meat eaters. Yes, but I have not in all these years. Diane, yes. And I think that goes back to these books are so wonderful. But they take in, when you're eating for your, let's say that book, and they're more going on your blood and that type of research and testing. It doesn't take into account our soul, and it doesn't, our spirit, and does not take into consider our emotions, which our emotions and our spirit are very much affected by our food and what we consume. Once you get into, one thing I love to study is quantum physics. And once you get into quantum physics, there's a whole world around that and the spirit. There's a lot of, I forgot the name of the gentleman who put out the snowflakes. And different emotions affected the snowflake, and when it comes to our food, it's much like that. Diane says, I have stopped all grains for years ago, and that has helped for inflammation for my fibromyalgia. Yeah, grains are a huge component to a lot of different inflammations, including Epstein-Barr virus, which is things that I'm working through right now. It affects our arthritis and all kinds of things. And it's just because of how our food has been genetically modified, from my understanding. All right. Yes. So awesome. So again, guys, I'm so sorry that you're not seeing Diane in person. I wish we could be there. I could see her, and we will make that happen. Diane, I will get in touch with you when I find a way to do that. And even if we're just videoing, and then I can bring you on. So sisters, this is the very first time Diane says, I'm also not as hungry with no grains. Yes, I have recognized that too. So with that, sisters, I'm sorry that this part didn't work out, and we will make sure that this happens. So I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Diane and I are also talking about maybe there being a circle in Canada, because Diane is from Canada. I didn't put in that part, did I? So she is, our sister country, and I love Canada. I've never been. I really want to go. So, Diane says, I also research it since I have a Mac and not a PC. Perfect. Thank you so much, Diane, for doing that. We will get this, because this is so important for us to meet one another. My focus and my intentions as we're walking into fall. Fall is all about completion, harvest, and new beginnings. And so with that, I really want us as sisters to be a community of women and really get to know one another. We've got some. Diane says, look forward to chat with you soon to organize. Absolutely. I can't wait to. Things that we are working on is we're working on some sacred circles for women that are not part of the sisterhood, can kind of come together. We're working on retreats, and we're working on maybe a retreat and a festival so that all of us can come, along with a sisterhood orientation. So look forward to that. You will be meeting council members throughout the year also. So I love you all so very much. Thank you for understanding that I'm new to technology and new to this whole world. I love you all. And remember, I truly believe together we can change the world by starting at home. All right, guys, I love you so much. And hopefully we'll have Diane back on. All right, bye.